Good evening and welcome to the Nighttime Heat erected on Prime FM 105.5. Tonight, as usual, we are streaming live on Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. You can watch the show online on Prime FM platform. And also, you can follow us online on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. Just type Nighttime Heat on the Facebook or Nighttime Heat on your YouTube channel. And of course, you're going to follow the show and follow the show live online. We urge you that you kind of share the live video tonight because the show promises to be very, very interesting as usual. And of course, I know my panelists are coming in gradually. And let me just acquaint you with what is coming up tonight. First, at 8:30, we'll be expecting Madam Miata Fambul to conduct an interview that will run up to 9:15. You know, the women of the Republic of Liberia, understand, they are observing what they call Liberian Women History Month. They will be remembering and honoring peacemakers, Liberian peacemakers, you know, women that were involved with the peace of our country. And so Miata Family will be coming in to tell us more about that. When is that program due? What's the essence of it? Who are the women to be remembered and honored? We'll talk with Miata along with other national issues. But before then, you know, today the President, His Excellency, His Excellency, Joseph Yumamboa, let me get it right. Today, play host, you know, the Senate, in fact, play host to the President. They met in behind closed doors. You know, yesterday, I told my colleagues that our meeting would have been held behind closed doors. They didn't believe. But we'll be speaking with the spokesperson of the Liberian Senate. Maybe you'll bring us up to speed about some of the issues that were, spoken about. Maybe he's just going to tell us about some, and he may not tell us about the details. So we're going to talk about that as well tonight. You know, the MCSS, they are teachers to the stage a protest. We have the video demanding what they call improved working condition. We're going to talk about that as well, as to why did they get into the streets and how did the protest end. In addition, tonight we're going to talk about the disabled community. You know, yesterday they were also in the streets, you know, demanding what they called some attention. They said they've been neglected by the government. And of course, the interview that they conducted with the media was so touching, you know, and so we're going to play that interview tonight as well. And then in the economic sabotage case, the former security advisor to former President George Weah has requested a separate trial. We don't know why he wants to be tried separately from Samuel Tua and the rest of the orders. We don't know why he has started to do so. So that's the shape of the program tonight. And of course, we're going to have very interesting and wonderful, splendid conversations on the issues of national concern tonight. Like I said to my panelists, some are already here. I know Moses will not come tonight because he's been swamped with a lot of office work, and so he wouldn't be able to come in. But David, let me welcome you to the program quickly.
Thank you, Sabot, and good evening to everyone following us.
Okay. And George, welcome.
Yes, good evening to everyone. Thank you for following us. We're here again tonight.
I know Edwin Famble will shortly be in as well. But gentlemen, let's try to play this tape quickly. The video that has to do with the president arrival or his interaction, or because when the president arrived, I'm sure they held their closed door meetings, and after which they were posting for photographing all of that. Let's see what we can play that tape quickly and then get in touch with our colleague from the Senate. You're listening to the Nighttime Heat, right on Prime FM 105.5. This program is being streamed live on Prime FM Monrovia 105.5 and also our Facebook and our YouTube channel.
The last session, yeah.
Okay, so gentlemen, you saw it there. The president today held a meeting, close to doors meeting with the Senate today at the legislature. We're trying to connect with the spokesperson of the Liberian Senate to bring us up to speed about some of the issues that were on the agenda. But let's hear from you. Yesterday, we indicated that this meeting would have been behind a closed door. It would have been held in camera. But I'm sure you had your own difference, your own disagreement regarding that.
Yes, yesterday we all argued that whether it was appropriate for the Senate to have invited the president, because the president had already delivered his State of the National address, and that wasn't necessary. That as an argument, we had a heated argument. We had agreements and disagreements over that. And later on, we left from it, and I told him something. I said, look, the Senate or the legislators inviting the president not under normal circumstances, but under abnormal circumstances, speaking in the context of the crisis at the Liberian-Guinean border. That's an emergency issue. So that could be the primary objective of the invitation. The Senate extended to the Senate extended to, sorry. So that, okay. So
yes, go ahead.
Yes, sorry for the distraction there. So what I was saying is that the president is not invited under normal circumstances by the legislators. They invited him on the abnormal circumstances, as I said earlier, in context to the situation at the Guinean border. And the argument we had yesterday, it was not necessary that the Senate invite the president because he had already delivered the State of the Nation address. Nothing on that basis. The primary reason to me, though we haven't seen the agenda.
Okay, so let me hold you there. Let me hold you there quickly. We'll be playing host, like we said, to Madam Miata Famul at 8:30 on the Nighttime Heat tonight. She'll be talking about a planned program, named styled Liberian Women History Month, and of course they'll be honoring, remembering and honoring some of those. They'll be honoring and those women who've made some major contribution to keeping our peace today. She'll be telling us more about that program, and of course I'm sure you should be giving us the names also of some of the women that will be honored and what they really did, what sort of role did they really play, she'll be telling us about that. Now, George, today the president drove to the Senate. As we speak, we're having heard any think about that meeting that was held. Are you concerned that the Liberian leader will drive to the Senate? In fact, that meeting was publicized. We heard about how he was going to the Senate to meet the Senate. We know a couple of national issues were discussed, but up to present, it's still unknown as to what specifically did they talk about. Are you concerned about that?
I'm not concerned at all. And I told you last night that President Sirleaf, former President Sirleaf, during her tenure as president, visited the Liberian Senate the same way. It was denied. And because I never had the chance to do my research, I can clearly tell you that in November 2012, President Sirleaf, the same visit that the former president of the Senate, now president of Liberia, paid visit to the Senate today. President Sirleaf did that in 2012. She also did it in 2014. You know, when something like this happens, it can sound so strange to us that we think that the presidency is being subjected to legislative scrutiny. No, it's done in the spirit of what? Coordination. It's done in the spirit of respect for each branches of the House. I mean, of the legislature. The president, as the president of Liberia, constitutionally reports to the legislature the fourth Monday every year. All right, that is the constitutional duty. But outside of that, the leadership of the legislature also pays visits to the president at the executive mansion, wherever the president is. So it's just all but, I mean, decent in my opinion. As I was saying last night, sometimes the president will go there to go visit when there's a need. And we cited somebody said today, I was ambassador alone. Nothing like that occurred. So I decided to go do the research. It happened November 2012, and it happened in 2014. And I believe it was about the Ebola incident that occurred, and there was some standoff between the legislature and the presidency at the time during the Speaker Tyler crisis. Some of these things they meet and discuss behind the scene. That's good governance. So the president going there is not going to be in the open. President Sirleaf was not in the open. This one was not in the open.
I know you defend that, but the point of the matter is, for such a meeting to be highly publicized, and up to present, not much have we heard about after the president had used taxpayers' money, gas in the vehicle, fuel in the vehicle. Don't you think the people are, they are obliged to? I mean, the Senate, the executive mansion are obliged to have the people they form.
So you see where it is dragging now, using taxpayers' money. And that's where sometimes when some of the people don't understand, they say, "Oh, the president is doing nothing." Look, the fight that the president can take upon himself at the invitation of the Senate, come. The fight, so maybe they didn't see when the president entered the chambers of the Liberian Senate, the pro tem went down to sit. It was only the president of the Senate who happened to be the vice president and the president.
We have the video there.
Fine, so you will see that. So at the end of the day, these type of meetings are, if I was a distance from the executive mansion to go to the Senate, so someone can hold his nose and just walk and go there. So the issue about
it's not a problem, but what is the distance?
The coordination to maintain the peace and security, to maintain good governance in the country is far expensive than the cost of the president going to meet the Senate.
Let me ask you, and finally, let me counter Tabwe. The issue is, it's not about the distance. We all know from the mansion to the Capitol building that there's absolutely no distance. But you think it's quite necessary after the meeting is held to keep the people in suspense as to what was discussed?
We had a similar concern following when the Guinean Liberia border crisis erupted, when the president had not spoken. And people similarly had the thought that, the president, the government is keeping the people suspense. Why isn't the president speaking? And sometimes leaders are meticulous in coming up with official statements, like was in the case of the president yesterday. The thing happened the crisis erupted maybe about 2 or 3 days before the president addressed the nation yesterday. We had these similar concerns. So the fact that we haven't heard what was discussed during the visit with the Senate doesn't mean that the public wouldn't know. Yeah. So we have to be a little bit sometimes patient and don't expect our leaders to do horrible bureaucracy thing.
Is that what you call horrible bureaucracy?
Yes, of course. The fact that he hasn't spoken doesn't mean that he will not speak.
No, we know. Akame, it's not about Akame.
No,
It's not about the president speaking.
No.
I'm coming. Listen, let's try to get that clear. It's not about the president speaking.
Yeah.
It is about the press office of the Senate providing 1 or 2, 3 lines to the public.
Yes.
Don't you think the public deserves to know?
Saba,
Dave?
Saba, the first thing is that here you are. You said you did call the spokesperson of the Liberian Senate, and he has agreed to come and talk, right? The fact that you are not getting him on the phone doesn't mean that he doesn't want to talk. And sometimes after these high-profile meetings, like the one the president had with the senators, they have to compile the minutes. The president, they have to.
This is what I disagree with you, Tabwe. I disagree with you. The point is Tabwe.
So you want after the
you listen to the next time
immediately after the meeting.
No, Tabwe. The point is, we've seen how we've attended high-profile meetings. We've heard about high-profile meetings. We've heard about high-profile meetings. Tabwe. There are a lot of instances where meetings are held, even with the White House, the president of the United States of America, holding meeting with high-profile people, and in less than 20 minutes, the CNN has it on, and people do know as to what was discussed. So what is wrong with such a meeting that was held today, and we can know what's discussed? Yes, go ahead.
You really think that the Senate and the president, the one that did this thing public and they had the meeting behind closed door? As a former legislative reporter, whenever the legislature, any of those horses meet, they say this is closed door. It means that the information from there, most of them will be confidential. We told you last night here, we have Ebola crisis. Not all members of that Senate may be rightfully informed about what is going on. We have global crisis in the Middle East. The people, the Senate, the people's representative may want to hear from the president what's the way forward. Some of these things, like the Ebola crisis, require extra financial issues that may need their support. That could lead to either the recast of the budget. They need to get some first information. So it could be on the
so now, additionally,
I think you've seen the increment in the price of gasoline in Liberia from $4.02 to $4.87. That's 85 cents increment if my numbers correct here. So all of those things, plus you're hearing a lot of even some lawmakers who are considered them not being credible sources of news, bringing wild allegations using AI, president photo AI, carrying a lot of negative things against the state. I don't like to call their names because for me, I think I'll be making them unnecessarily popular. When I was in the media, I used to be very, very careful on what story to carry. And that's the same thing today I said on the radio. So I'm not lying to you. That particular representation by the former president of the Senate, who served as president of the Senate for 12 years, that visitation to that Senate, very, very excellent.
Now, so do we expect now, gentlemen, let me ask a question. Let's try to transition to something
additionally.
Now, yes, I wanted to add. No, I'm coming. Do we expect, you're not going to add anything here. Do we expect, no, listen. I know Moses is not here. I will have to take the other side of that. Now, do you expect for the House of Representatives may likely also invite the president? Do you expect that?
If it is necessary, the House of Representatives will do that. But what I wanted to add on what Kennedy said is that, look, the meetings they had today, I'm not saying that was basically the agenda, but my best guess is the president will not meet with the legislators or the senators
On the
without
general-
mentioning the situation at the border. We have security implications that even may likely not be able to be exposed to the public as well because of the security nature of the discussion. There are other things that must have discussed, but I'm sure that particular meeting will overwhelmingly focus on the security.
In that meeting,
situation.
Tagwe, in that meeting,
Mhm.
because I watched the video,
Yeah.
I saw the Minister of Foreign Affairs
Mhm.
accompanying the president.
Mhm.
I saw the Minister of Information
Yeah.
accompanying the program, the
Yeah.
president.
Yeah.
Tagwe, the question is, what is wrong after such a high-profile meeting? If we saw 2-3 lines explaining to the public about some of the issues, because they didn't go they didn't go for the purpose of conspiracy or conspiring against the Liberian people. No, they went to hold the meeting in the interest of the Liberian people. So what is wrong if after the meeting we saw 2-3 lines in the public?
I still find it difficult to I mean the logic,
because it's untenable. You can defend it.
I mean
it's not defendable. You can defend it.
No,
I'm not talking to you, please.
Judge, coming. I'm still wondering the logic of this argument. The fact of the matter is that the president.
What are you?
No, give me a chance. Let me learn. The fact of the matter is that the president had a meeting with the Senate maybe a few hours ago. And he said, not all information that's going to come out should be instant. Some of them have to be deciphered before they come to the public.
Tagwe,
So-
high-profile meetings have been held more than this meeting.
I'm not
And immediately we heard about the outcome. What is wrong?
Saba.
What is wrong to tell the point about what happened?
sometimes-
You don't have to. You don't have to go in detail.
Saba.
But you told the people. So look, the president met the Senate, and this is what they did discuss. 1, 2, 3, ABC. You tell them, you don't have to go in detail.
No, Saba.
But to have the people in suspense, keeping them in suspense, that's the question I'm asking.
Saba,
That way.
sometimes governments are not wrong the way you expect them to be wrong. Leaders have their own.
Why do you want to defend this?
No, I'm not defending them. I'm trying to.
Information being held from the public. Then you're trying to defend it that way?
Nobody sorry in the fact that information has not come up.
Okay,
the,
so
the
do
minutes,
we-
no, the fact that the minutes of the meeting haven't come up yet doesn't
Okay,
mean that
let
it
me
will
hold you
come
there.
up.
What do we expect? What difference will this meeting, held today? What difference will it make? Let me
Good
ask.
coordination, good governance,
Good coordination.
proper
Have
communication.
they not been coordinating?
proper-
There's absolutely no dispute.
You know,
No,
one
I'm
thing,
coming.
somebody that you listen. One thing you keep missing.
No, wait, Comrade. You talk about good coordination.
Yeah.
Have they not been coordinating?
They've
been coordinating.
further cement their coordination. It's necessary to always meet. That's why some are also working in
So
in
what is the
public service.
essence? I'm coming.
Normally we hold
Dave,
regular meetings.
Comrade, what
Yeah.
is the essence of the committees that have been set up in the Senate? Because we've seen where committees ask for audience
So-
and they want to go see it. So what is the
you are a
what is the essence
communicator.
of that?
You are a communicator.
Mhm.
As a journalist, I expect
In
you
3
to
minutes,
know-
let me just announce that in 3 minutes
I
will be
expect you to
1 minute.
know.
1 minute. Let me just announce that in 3 minutes I will be hosting the Madam Miata Famul. I'm sure you know her very well. Very spirited. Anytime you see her, she's a spirited campaigner for women's rights. We'll be discussing with her. There's this big meeting. We want to a big program I've been planning for Liberian Women History Month, and of course, some women will be remembered and honored as well. We'll be talking about that. She'll be giving us a full list of some of those members and why they honor and why they say necessary. What did they do? What really did they do? Let's hear from you.
So you see, you and I are communicators. We did mass, but we did journalism. So you know
Let us
that
not beat around the bush.
When
I ask you what's specific and
I'm not
significance with
going to
the meeting.
answer the way you want me to answer.
But you got to beat
I'm
around the
gonna
bush.
answer the way I understand to answer. So if I'm not going to blame me the way try to blame.
No,
Mr.
you
Kabwe.
can't also blame me.
So I'm saying, whenever information passes from one hand to the other,
Mhm.
the possibility of that information being distorted is very high. Yes, the legislature was through committees. Okay, well, are these committees functioning properly? That's something that
It's
I don't
another
know.
question.
But if at all the entire body seems to be confused about certain things, and they say, "Oh, there is a need for us to meet the father of the land, for us to sit down to talk some things behind closed door, so we can get on track," and you want to take it a bit by thing that is unprecedented. You were denying last night that not happened in Liberia before. In fact, there's someone that recently said not happening anytime, not happening in president. We are going there also.
Which date did you?
Former president,
Which
we are
date
going
did
there
you go
also.
there? Which date did you go there?
So,
No,
I
it's
told
not
you
about. It's not
earlier
just about. No, which date? You can
You know,
give
The fact is
me
that you
any
proceed
facts and
in
don't
November
about them.
2012, and I said it went there. In 2014, she went there. It's proven. It's right here on record. You can see it. So
Okay.
it's
You know,
not
someone-
strange in
Let's
Liberian
quickly.
You
politics.
know,
So.
it's good to be critical as a journalist, but it's
Yeah.
also bad to be unnecessarily critical. Because the fact of the matter is that the Senate called a meeting, or they invited the president. They had a meeting. You said as soon as they leave their seats, the meeting
This will tell you what they
should be in
discuss.
the speech, or should be in
That
the
way they
public.
No, you see that coming that way.
Yeah.
People, you know, and I think you found yourself amongst the group of journalists who do not maybe comprehend well.
Oh.
I didn't say
You will
that
go
many
down.
no, are coming. But you
The fire coming
you
burning
to the
there.
same jobs. I didn't say that the many should be in the meeting. No, I didn't say so. We've read about major meetings of that nature. And after the meeting, we saw 2-3 lines.
Tell me one. Name me one.
We saw 2-3 lines.
Name me one of
So
such meetings.
what
that
is
you know
wrong
of.
with the Senate press coming up to say, look, today the president visited the Liberian Senate, and the issue of the crisis at the border was mentioned. The issue about budgetary allotment was mentioned. What is wrong with that? So that the people are informed.
I
So
think,
what is wrong
It
with
will be
that?
repetitive.
you know, Sabo, I think you.
What makes it
It will
repetitive?
be deductive. It will be repetitive.
What makes it
The
repetitive?
truth is,
Uh-huh.
you and I said right here, we know that there's national crisis, right?
The
whole
no,
Liberian
no,
The entire public know that there's national crisis, right?
Not
The
everyone.
entire public know that food price going up,
Comrade,
right?
no, comrade. It
Oh.
doesn't mean because that's happening, and so we're going to form the core of the meeting. No.
Do you know why Madam Salif went
We
to
can
the
speculate.
Senate?
I come
To the Senate
so you
2012?
expect for the people to speculate?
This is
Is
not
that what you
speculation.
want?
That's why we giving the information. You don't want to
Okay, so
speculate.
shortly,
We're telling the people that-
let's try to transition because
Yeah.
I know you guys are in
alone.
support of
we can't
of-
comprehend. We can't comprehend.
no,
Unless someone
You
just
are in your
comprehend.
willingness.
No,
I mean,
I know you guys are in support of information being concealed to the public.
the
I mean,
ones that need to be
and-
concealed to the
I
public
think
supposed to be
that was-
concealed.
that's why you
The
guys
one
are
that
in
need to
support
be
of-
made public need to be made public. In journalists, we're told that. We're trained that. Okay?
Okay, so let's transition.
Information that for public consumption should be made
Let's transition.
to the public.
Viewers kindly share the live video. This is the Nighttime Heat, rated on Prime FM. We are streaming live on Prime FM on Rovia 105.5. We are also streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. Just tap Nighttime Heat. You're going to follow the show rated on Prime FM. We'll have first as our guest, Madam Miata Famule. Madam Famule will be telling us tonight about a planned program that is scheduled for Saturday. Madam Famula, welcome to the Nighttime Heat.
Thank you very much, Mr. George. I don't know how old you are, but you can call me Auntie Miata.
Okay, no problem. I'll call you whatever you want me to call you. What Auntie Miata
Yeah.
or Madam Famula?
You
whatever.
know, when you say the Madam Fambule, it sounds so official, sir.
No, but you are.
No.
Why wouldn't
I'm not.
why wouldn't refer to you that way in an esteemed manner, in a more respectful manner?
Madam Fambule. It
Okay,
sounds strange
okay,
to me.
Auntie Miata, let's hear from you.
Yes.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you so very much, and thank you for having me. This program, why is it? I think all of you here,
My tongue heat, yeah.
I think all of you are aware. Mary Brownell, the woman, died 9 years ago,
Mhm.
and every single year since then, we have taken the day of her departure as a memorial day to remember her work, what she stood for, etc., getting guest speakers and everything else. And this 9th anniversary is 9 years already. This 9 years, I was thinking, now what are we going to do this year? Because we try to do something different every year.
Surely.
And then I started hearing whispers of Solumba, and then the Middle East on fire, etc. And my mind went back to our own peacekeepers, I think the peacemakers.
Mm-hmm.
And the history is there for all to read and see, but to say it was the women of West Africa who brought peace to this region.
Mm.
And as time goes by, I think a lot of people have forgotten or they've just pushed it away. Because if at the end of the day, our society puts women where they actually belong and give them that respect all along the way, we definitely will not have the number of cases of rape or abuse or whatever. So this year, we have decided to remember, because quite a few have passed on, and honor those who are definitely still around, so that our children will know.
Mm-hmm.
Because you go out in the street today and you ask many young people, what do you know about Mary Brownell? They don't. Or what do you know about Madame Zoe Kane? They don't. Do you know about a woman called Elaine Dunn? They don't. Do you know about a woman called Martha Nagbe? They don't. And these were the women who were there in the trenches, while all of you young boys and men were hiding under the tables and the mattresses.
Mm-hmm.
You're not laughing?
Yeah.
Yes. So on Saturday, we will be doing that. I say we, the Institute of Growing Patriotism is part of the partnership, and also the Angie Brooks Center.
Okay. Now, you said the idea is basically to remember them, to honor them as well.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll just let you, because I know not everyone who's listening,
Mm-hmm.
do remember as to this, those sort of, those individuals who they were and what role that they played.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just care to refresh our memories about, some of the honorees?
As I was listening to you, I would start off by answering you and saying this, and I say this to the audience. They say if you don't know where you're coming from,
Yeah,
you can never know where you're going.
surely.
And that is the stalemate that we find our country and ourselves in. I am amazed every time I read an accomplishment by a young person is like the first. They are the first. They are the first. And I asked them, I said, but a country that has been in existence for 177 years, what gives you the right to think you're the first? Maybe you're the first in the age of technology because you can get on social media. But none of us are the first. None of us were the first. There were brilliant, conscientious people in the past. And when we know them, we stand on their shoulders and try to imitate them. But if we just, the person gone. That is not how society builds itself. You go to Denmark, they will carry you back to 14 or 1022 and show you the place. Mr. Arthur, I don't even know if it's the king, will show you that.
Mm-hmm.
And they teach the young people that. They grow up with that. But we are not doing the same thing. We're just jumping every era of something. You know, I asked myself the other day, I say, okay, if the situation on the border escalates, where are the new peacemakers? Where are the new peacemakers? It means we will have to go again. Yeah. Because I hardly hear our young people talking about unity and peace. I hear a lot of, you know.
We'll talk about that. We'll come to the young people or the women of today. But we'll talk about the women of today. Do you care to also remind us as to how those honorees, those people that will be honored, that you're going to remember, how did they value the stability, the peace of the time for which they got involved so largely?
I think most of them are proud of their accomplishment, but I think they are disappointed in that society has just forgotten about them or just pushed them aside. Do you understand? Every time I have the privilege of going to a function, especially a women's function, and I get there, and or before I even get there, I will call the organizers and say, have you all gotten in touch with Teresa Lee Sherman? Oh, okay, and then we'll get in touch with her. It's an afterthought. But for me, I have extreme respect for this woman, just the fact that she signed the Accra Peace Accord on behalf of the women of this country, not just herself. Do you understand? How many times have you seen her at an occasion, even national occasions? That doesn't happen in other societies. And it's because we are, we're rushing so fast. Everybody wants change and generational change, etc., without preparing for this generational change. So, my part in this is, it's a burden put on me, but I'm not alone, because the women out there had a lot of respect and love for the woman Mary Brownell. And so they're carrying the mantle just, I just have to do the little bit. Women like Honorable Banky King Akirele, my cousin Sata Dempster, Maureen Shaw, Yvette Chesin, Martha Nagwe.
Is Edwida around? Is Edwida part of the organization?
Edwida is, but Edwida has not been in good health.
Okay.
Yeah. But she's definitely is one of the ones, because she was part of the Liberian Women Initiative.
Yeah, which I know.
Yes, she's not well, that's why.
Now, you try to push the importance of those women today. You try to and make people to remember what they've done. Is it an annual event?
Yes.
Or
yes,
something?
It is.
Okay.
I said we've been doing it for the past 8 years.
Okay.
This is the 9th year. And
how have you been doing it? Are you doing it differently this time around?
I think it's different. How you
did it in the past?
We've chosen venue, whether it's the city hall or whether it's right in the vicinity of her residence, where we established Ma Mary's Place 4 years ago. Where she lived has been turned into a women's information center that you can walk in and read about women, Liberian women. We hope to build up on it, because there's so many women who have contributed in this country at the right time. And women are still fighting. In
Now,
2026, they're still fighting for recognition.
Before my colleagues come in, listeners and viewers, you can also watch the show online. Kindly share the show, share the live video. Our guest here tonight is Auntie Miata Famule. She's actually called her Auntie, and let me not call her Madam Famule. Now, at the time, Madam Auntie Miata, those women were not only pushing for peace. I know after the peace was achieved, they were also pushing for inclusion.
Of course, they should always.
They shouldn't
have been pushing.
They were advocating for inclusion as well.
Of course.
In government, in nature, in decision making, all of that.
Right.
Now, they did achieve it. Let me hear from you, or not.
I can say yes and I can say no. Okay, there are two sides to it. I think for those particular women at that time, yes, they wanted inclusion, but they didn't even realize what power they had. They were not aggressive women. They were just mothers insisting on stop the war, you're killing us, and that kind of thing. So they did not get that inclusion that they were fighting for as well. But I tell you, the generation of today, from the 23-year-olds straight to the 40-year-olds, nobody's going to push them out of that fight for inclusion. They are that confident. More girls are going to school than in 2005.
Yeah, surely.
More girls and women are going into college. You understand? They're going into their nursing, etc. They're not satisfied with going to the market and sitting there and selling bitter ball and stuff like their mothers or their grandmothers did. You understand? And they're definitely much more aggressive than our mothers. They're more aggressive than we are. They're more, the young girls, they're not going to take it. They're not going to take it. So that's why I'm saying you can say, yes, mama, them didn't get it, but the children we are looking at.
Okay. Josh?
Yes, I just wanted to add up a few of the questions that were asked. Mama then reach, mommy. Mama reach. Mama Ruth Sando Perry, the first female, technically head of state.
Yes, that's right.
Signed the peace accord, brought peace to Liberia. First of all, let me start with Mama Angie Brooks at the United Nations. She reached.
Oh, Angie's in a category of
Yeah.
Angie's in a category. That's why she's one of the sponsors of this program.
So she reached. Mama Ruth Sando Perry reached. Mama Ellen Johnson Sirleaf reached. What level of inspiration did their leadership bring to the younger women? Yes, I agree with you when you say that, yes, more women are going to school. And when I mean inspiration in terms of the kind of economic empowerment, other stuff that could really position them to even, I believe in women. I'm one of the he for she. Yeah, so let me.
You don't have to apologize. You don't have to apologize.
Yeah.
No, the leadership. Any leadership that gets there and advocate the interests of different groups and sectors will be inspired. And what I'm saying is, the young ladies in the past 20 years, okay, Ellen Johnson may not have been the perfect president, but she was the first woman president, and that has inspired many young ladies. You understand me? Not us, not my generation, not even the 50-year-olds. We're talking about 23-year-olds. So in the next 10 to 15 years, another 20 years, you have many Liberian young ladies confident enough, like the Ellen Sirleaf, etc., who will aspire to leadership. But, my brother, I want to say this. When I don't know about all the UN agencies and all these people who talk, when I talk about the inclusion of women in all sectors of life. We cannot concentrate on the 1% leadership of women across this country.
That's why I wanted to. That would have
You
been my
know,
next question. Yes.
Yes, so we've had, and three, the thing annoys me so much when they, we had Joyce Banda, and we now have that fantastic woman in Namibia. And I say, and so 5 women leaders out of 53 nations on this continent.
Mhm.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So we have so much work to do for women to be brought into the serious decision making of our nations.
What's
So-
the way to go to school, educate yourself, and compete, or you want it to be like percentage given?
No. I was always one of those people who was against this
30% or
this
whatever.
30%.
Yeah.
And I tell you why. I'm a woman. I'm proud to be a woman. I know my capabilities and I know what I can do. I'm not afraid of competition from a man if we are in the same field. So I want to be treated, and if I say I want equality, don't patronize me. I want real equality. And that is what the majority of the women of the world do not have. They don't have it.
And what can you attribute that to? Why don't they have it?
Because at some stage in the cycle of the world, at some stage, men, yes, men, I think were challenged by women, because as far back we heard about Cleopatra, right? And she may have been a 16, 17-year-old girl, but she had Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, 2 of the greatest Romans, wrapped around her finger. And you had Amina in Nigeria, you had Nanaya Santua, you had King Nzinga in Rwanda, that area. They weren't easy. They were not. They fought battles. We hear about the Amazons, women, the army, etc. And I think men felt a little threatened by it. And then, of course, not many people are going to be happy with me for saying this, but I read somewhere that with the coming of Christianity and religion into societies, women were then put in their place. And those rules and regulations were done by men.
Okay, can I come with a second question?
Yes, go ahead.
There are a lot of prominent women, Liberian women you name, ranging from Angie Brooks Randall to I think Martha Nangwe. Martha Nangwe is my first time hearing the name.
You've never heard about
Mary
Martha?
King. I heard about Mary King.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about Angie Brooks. I heard about Olubanki, all those people. But the question I want to ask you is, what unique characteristics about these prominent Liberian women that young Liberian women today can pick up from or can emulate?
They were committed. I mean, they were committed and they had passion. I always try to explain the difference between the women's movement in 1984. We go as far back as that, 1984-85, and the women's movement that came about 90s, 2000. I remember a group of us were in a restaurant frustrated with Samuel Kanyadu. And he was like, but what are we sitting down here for? Let's do blah, 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 blah. Let's call a meeting, man. We can't take young girls because we were young at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's call a meeting at the city hall. And we went, I don't know who was mayor at the time, 1984, maybe, I don't know, I don't forget. But we went and asked for the hall And they said, oh, we want to have a meeting. We are concerned about situation. And they gave us, and we simply let the word go out because there was no way we were going to put it on the radio to get the authorities alerted. So it went by word of mouth. Ma Mary, you will go to Claratown Market. This person will go to that market. Let us have this big meeting. And hundreds of them came on their own with a passion. By 2000 into 2010, I'm sorry, you call women to meeting. And how much for the transportation? And I was saying to myself, why didn't the women then? They came. They came, they were part of it. They expressed their views, etc. And we all said our goodbyes and they went home until the next time. But today, you can't call a women's meeting without budgeting for transportation. Do you understand? So the passion is not there. The commitment is not there that those women in the past had.
Now, let me come in. You're listening to the Nighttime Heat. Our guest here is Ntimiata Famuleh. She's telling us about the Liberian Women History Month program that will be held this Friday. Some women in the past will be remembered and honored as well at that program. Now, we are talking about women of the years back, Madam Famuleh. But today, we still have a lot. Some in government and in the parliament, in the executive. You talk about the characteristics that those women had before. Do we still see same today with the women we have?
But that's what I'm talking about. If the women will not even come to a meeting to discuss their own problems and their agenda, why do you think those who go into government would be any different? Do you understand? Once upon a time, women worked in their offices until 11, 12 o'clock in the night. Women who were in government.
Mm-hmm.
They were in those offices up until midnight working. Everybody else gone home, but if you were one of the people who had authority, etc., you were working. I may be wrong, but I don't see that in government as much. I don't see it at all. And just to show you, I think the legislature has closed or something.
They should be closed.
Yeah, they should be closing the town for now. I don't tomorrow. I think yeah, tomorrow.
Yes, I hear the news. It just filtered past my ear. That they're closing, and it suddenly occurred to me, closing with all the problems we got and coming to get. Why y'all closing? They will still be paying y'all when they're closing. You understand? We got problems on the border. We need to softly, because with the same people, we cannot afford to erupt and go through madness again. We've got the international situation that is affecting us already. When you're telling me the people are crooks.
85 cents increment.
Now, I'm saying the stock was here already. This is not a new stock, and they are already exploiting it. You understand? We have work to do. We have work to do because when the petrol goes up, every single thing goes up. And the legislature is going to sit down there, etc., and say, yeah, that boyka. They're supposed to be working. We've got serious backward issues in our country. And I don't get the feeling
But
people are working to capacity.
Yes, but if you maybe emphasize the legislature, you got people like you got women in the legislature.
Like who?
I mean, you have a lot of them.
Senator Vavla,
A lot of them in the
Senator
legislature.
John Kanga Lawrence.
They are there. So don't two people hold meetings because apparently
They are political party leaders, stand-up bearer of political party, vice chair of the ruling party is there. I mean, the two persons are called
and they are in leadership.
in leadership.
They are in leadership.
Mhm.
So like
But their focus is not on women's issues. Let me just
no, I mean on national issues. Let's accept the national issues. Like what you just talked about, the border issue. Fine.
etc.
Then this thing they should be using their influence to say, look, to tell their male counterparts, we can't go on break. We can't go on break. I'm sure had it been the days of some of the women you'll be honoring, they would have taken such a decision.
Like,
But-
for example, to form a women legislative delegation to even pay visit to that place will have more weight.
Fine. So you put on meet so as to bring up some of those ideas to them.
No, we don't. The old don't meet the
The young.
young
Why?
or the new.
Why?
Because you want my personal opinion?
Mhm.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
full of themselves.
They follow themselves.
They're full of themselves. They think they have a right. They think they know everything. They think they know everything.
Have you met in Yombly before? One-on-one in a meeting?
She's never called me to a meeting.
What's a phone call, maybe? To say, hi, how you doing? And to make me out.
We're not friends. You know, Nyambli is like my daughter. We are not friends. We are not contemporaries.
Yeah, but she could call you to say, and to me, how you doing?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
That doesn't happen.
No.
So are you distant from women legislators? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I am. There's a young lady there who reached out to me, and I appreciate it. Mima Briggs
Mensa.
Menza. Okay, she's reached out, and I, in turn, she's one of those we have invited, and whatnot. Look, Sogbo,
Yes, Mama.
I'm 78 years old. You're children to us.
Sure.
You're children to us. Nyambli and my son, my firstborn child, are contemporaries in age. Our culture says Nyambli is supposed to call me,
And not you calling her.
and not me calling her. You know that.
It's true.
And since I'm not lobbying for a job, I'm just, I love my country. I have a lot to offer, my music, etc. But I think these are some of the things in the society that we've lost. Look, when my mother died, Amos Sawyer wrote a tribute for us to put in the brochure. And one I can always remember, and he said to me, he said, Tata, Mary Brownell, if you get a call from her saying, I won't see you, which one of us here will not go running to
They
the
run
one?
into it, yeah.
Say who we will run to, who? Sawyer was saying, who in the society could command her children and her grandchildren, and they would go running. I love modernity. I love it. I work with young people. That's why I'm involved in girls'
Now,
education.
I'm finding it difficult to believe
That I
that.
don't have-
Akami. I'm finding it difficult to believe that you are distant from like Yombly and the rest of them in the government because you played a significant role. No, Akami, madam.
Now he won't get
No,
inside my business.
no, not inside your business. We'll come back to your program. But the thing is, The reason why we are honoring those people today,
Mhm.
the value they had,
Mhm.
we think we should be inculcating that into the people
younger
today, the
ones,
younger
yeah.
ones today.
Mhm.
And that's the reason I'm bringing this question.
The younger ones don't want to be guided. Now, I'm not generalizing, but from my experience with young people, in the government, etc., they don't want to be guided. They see us as, oh, you turn and pass.
So that's the jobs they can throw.
Yes, those are the jobs they throw. I would never have ever looked at my grandfather, and he lived till 85, Netesie Branel. I would never have looked at my grandfather at any stage of my life. They say, oh man, Dimi man, don't talk that thing. When my grandfather called me, even as a married woman, I went running. It's not like that today. It really isn't. And we should be worried about that because that's our culture. We talk about culture. Culture is the way of life
Now,
of
so
a people.
with that sort of gap, Antimiata,
Yes.
how do you and others,
Mhm.
how do you people achieve in ensuring that there can be more women leaders?
Mhm.
More women leaders like maybe the man Mary Banel, Trina Cooper, and some of the women you named. How do you people ensure that that happens?
How do we ensure? We can't do it all, but I'm saying many of us, I'm here on your platform.
Mhm.
I'm here on your platform. And I'm giving my heart and my true feelings to you and any of them out there. Will they think about what Auntie Miata said? Will anybody say, did you hear Auntie Miata, what she said about the young people? I mean, this debate goes back to when Reverend Emmanuel Buya was on radio, reminding us constantly, you have to sit on the old mat
To plat.
to plant the new mat. Where you going? Where you're running? What do you understand? Why you are running? They don't want to get advice. They don't know the history and will argue about it forever and ever. But we're trying. We use our platform. The messages are going out. In fact, for our program, I've concentrated on including young people. I have some young ladies who will be there to give their impression of what they learned or how the peacemakers impacted them, even though they were born in the war. But I'm saying Women's Initiative went right up until 2005. Okay? So young women, come and tell us, did you learn? Was there an impact on your life? What do you think? How do we go forward? Because like I'm saying, where are they now peacemakers? Where are they now? You want to take Ambassador Nene Dukletoba, who 91 years, so you want to take Teresa Lee, 86? Me, I'm not going in any car to Sulumba. I want peace there, but I also like my back. And I think they would have fixed the roof by that time. So we need young people. Young people, all of these young women lawyers. Oh, fantastic. We got all the women lawyers in Liberia now. They should be thinking of the pathway to peace, not just sitting and talking about it and making people panic, because that is what is happening. Oh, they're going to put it again. Have you been there? What are you all doing? Yes, they need to organize and start asking those questions.
Okay, I'll open the lines briefly. You are here for, I'm sure, 9:15 or 9:20. But just tell us as to how the program will be. The program is designed and what will happen that day.
But if I sit here and tell you what's happening with the program, you probably won't come, because I would have told you already.
No, we'll still come. Just tell us.
No.
Give us synopsis.
Give a synopsis of what?
Yeah,
We're
Now, how
gonna
the program is
We're
planned.
gonna do the national anthem
Okay.
to start the program. The introduction to the occasion is
see?
going to be from a new generation, and then no, we have prayers first. Yeah, we have prayers, Christian prayers and Muslim prayer. Yeah, because this is the month of
Ramadan.
Ramadan. It ends tomorrow, and a lot of you don't know I'm a Musu Christ.
Okay.
Well, I know that.
Well, I like
You know that?
From Cape Mount,
Okay.
Christmas.
Yes, Christmas. And then our keynote speaker,
Where's the keynote speaker?
Sister Mary Lorraine Brown.
Okay.
Wow, good pick.
She's a good pick.
Yeah.
There you go. Yes. And like I said, we have.
Why didn't you select a politician?
I beg your pardon.
Why didn't you select a politician?
Good pick.
Now you see
No, I just asked the question.
why we didn't select a
A
politician.
Yeah.
It never occurred to us.
Okay.
Do you understand? And when you're talking about the role that we feel that we can still function within this society, for our own integrity and to be principled, it's wise you don't get the politicians involved.
Okay.
Yes. It's the same way I feel about my
You go
arts.
for an educator, a professional
Yes.
educator.
I feel the same way about my music, etc. When when one is launching, etc. Yeah, politicians can come, but definitely you're not going to take one, to be a guest speaker or whatever else, except it's a different relationship.
They are not. Okay. Yes, that was
Yeah. So my final question is that
Did you ask me one before?
Yeah, I actually.
I've already forgotten.
I actually too. The Mary Brandel Center for
Information.
Information.
Yeah, Mount Mary's Place.
Mount Mary's Place. Yeah, that I'm a little bit familiar with.
Oh, wonderful.
So what is in it? What can contemporary ladies go? What is in it that contemporary ladies can go visit there,
Mhm.
put a hand or see images or put a hand onto
Ask
read?
questions, etc. That's the idea. And this year, we're concentrating on bringing more of the schoolgirls, reaching out to the principals to say, look, on a Friday, where these kids have in their mind no school day, etc., organize an outing. Organize an outing, take them out of the classroom, because all the learning is not in the classroom. And bring those girls, whether the 10th grade, I feel 10th graders, 11th graders, and 12th graders will appreciate. And bring them to Mount Mary's Place. Let them hear the story about Swakoko. Let them hear the story about Angie Brooks. Let them hear the real story, Antoinette Brown Sherman. Let them hear the stories. And take that away with them. Give them little leaflets or something.
Yes,
And that is how you do it. We're supposed to be doing all of that more, not just for Mount Mary's Place. How many schools take their children excursion to the museum? How many? When I was 11 years old, my first trip in England, the first place we went for the outing when I was in this white people's school was to the Bristol Museum, one of the greatest museums. I was 11, 12 years old. But they took us there to walk around and see the history, and everywhere I turned, these features, the this and that, found in Africa in 22 BC, etc. That had an effect on me, because until I went to the Bristol Museum, I didn't think we were anything. Black people in England at that time. But going into the museum and seeing my history in this place brought my confidence and my superiority back. These things teach people, So that is what they will get out of it, to know to know that we were here, we've been here, we've made our contribution, and they too have an obligation to come and make their contribution.
Okay, so would the former president be honored, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf?
You know, Ellen hasn't been on my good list since 2017.
Why?
Because I felt that she played games with us, and
It's good I ask this question.
you know, I would have avoided it. I know a lot of people, my friends out there, are hoping I would avoid it, but I'm getting too old to be avoiding things.
Yeah, sure. There.
I'm 78 years old. I'm scared of nobody. I'm scared of nobody. I owe nobody. Except the bank.
So specifically, what kind of games is things you've been playing with people?
What kind of game?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, like I say, from 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nowhere in the world do people, the political system as I've worked, where a president will undermine her vice president, break the chain of continuity, hand her country over to unqualified people. And as you can see, the 6 years,
Unqualified people, with that reference to President Weah, former President Weah?
whoever, who the cap fit, let him wear it. And 6 years. When I left in 2018, my young people in my neighborhood, that Ashmont Street you see there, they were all solid kids, 13, 14 years old. Run up to Ente Miata, they hungry. I came back to my country 6 years later. I'm afraid of those children because they turned to Zugu.
You turn them to Zugu then. You say we turn them to Zugu?
Who the cap fit?
No, I mean be specific.
Yes, they're all on drugs. They're all on drugs.
But who turned them to Zugu?
Who turned them?
Mm-hmm. Who turned them into Zugus?
Those people who made it easy. Those people who made it easy for drugs to come into this country. So, this is not child's play. You're talking about a nation of 5.1 million of us. You tell me 1.2 million of our citizens are addicted to drugs? Do you know what that means?
So they imported the drugs, is that what you're saying? They brought the drugs to the country?
Well, you were here.
No, I'm just asking.
You were here, so you're supposed to be telling me. You were here. I don't know who brought it, how they brought it, but the children didn't get it out of the sky.
So you
didn't get it out of the sky.
You are saying that drugs are no longer in the country?
Drugs are in the country,
Okay.
but definitely there's a hold on it. Definitely no ship is going to come into this country during Joseph Boyka's time with $100 million worth of cocaine. And the individuals who were responsible to bring it in all of a sudden disappeared, and drugs. It will not happen.
Do you think history will judge well if you don't honor or remember former President Sirleaf?
No. Are you serious? We're all human beings.
The heat is popping up now. I need to ask you that question.
We're all human beings. And I'm saying, Madam Sirleaf will have her people. Do you understand me? There are those who believe in her, who love her, saw nothing wrong with what she
So
did.
the reason why you don't believe in her because she undermined her vice president for 12 years.
Yes.
And you're crying more than the bereaved now.
What does that mean?
You fighting on behalf
I'm not.
of current President
I'm
Boyka.
This is why this man is so wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
This is why this man is so wonderful. He's a Christian. He's a deacon. And he's a father and a sensitive person. You understand me? So he has to do what he's doing. He has to do what he's doing. I'm Niata Fambule, the mad artist who doesn't have to be political. I'm not political.
Those who believe in former President Sirleaf may be thinking that You are not being fair, especially a president
That is
who took.
not-
I'm coming. A president who took over the country from the dark days and took the country for 12 years.
Are you
I'm
gonna,
coming. I'm
Are you
coming.
going to tell me
I'm
I
coming.
campaigned for Mrs. Salif in 2005?
Thank you. Thank you.
You know that.
So then why wouldn't
But
you?
I'm saying,
Uh-huh.
so what? So she does something wrong that I don't like. I'm not supposed to express it. Are you telling me that? You were just crying about the press statement.
No, don't go down.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Please,
man.
before you ask a
Yeah,
question, let
yeah,
me try to announce the numbers.
Yeah,
please.
Final question. let me
Yeah,
ask
maybe
you.
you leave from at 9:45.
Someone
9:45.
beg you before I open it.
No, let me just open it as briefly. I mean, let me announce the numbers and then you ask the question.
Yeah.
0778 460 793. Again, 0778 460 793 or 0886 0505 07. Again, 0886 0505 07 or the alternative line 0776 540 987. Again, 0776 540 987 or this line 0778 460 793. Yes.
So my question is, you said since 2017 you've been having problem with Madam Sully.
I have not had any problem.
uh,
I've just stayed
yeah.
away.
That because she turned the country over to unqualified people.
Yes.
How did she do that? Because as far as we're concerned, elections were held, and Liberian decided that the unqualified people you refer to were selected or elected by Liberians and not Madam Sully held their hands.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you mean? Because
By
people want to vote
Yes.
and
yes.
voted and voted
Yeah,
for.
we went to vote.
voted
We went to
for.
vote. We've been voting for the past 100 years. We
Mhm.
went to vote.
So how did she turn the country over to these unqualified people you talk about? What means
The fact that she endorsed them.
Oh, okay.
The
Okay.
fact that she endorsed
that
them.
that answers my question.
The fact that she endorsed them. Come on. I mean,
So she'll be deleted from your list of honorees.
Madam Zali was not involved in the peace making in this country.
You're making some startling revelations.
She was not involved. Come on. She was not involved in the peacemaking process like the Liberian Women's Initiative or the Manwopnet women or the Whipnet women on the day-to-day basis of going on to all these conferences. You know, she was not. I personally don't see her as a peacemaker. I understand the Nobel Prize.
But yet you campaigned for her in 2025.
Of course I campaign. We all campaign. But
2005,
am I not allowed to be say I'm disappointed?
Okay.
You know?
So I wanted to know sometimes you running
We got 3 minutes, gentlemen.
this big institute. It's not running by itself. It's been some funding.
Mhm.
The finance. How are you getting the support? Because if you see this type of institution, you don't want it to go after the good old law call you tomorrow.
Mhm.
You want it to remain.
Okay, before you answer that, let me see what I can take this call
Their
quickly.
movements.
Hello? Hello? It's
And
not,
I phone get
the
back.
phone, yeah, the phone has support. Just
So,
call
I look at it,
if you want to call, just call the alternative
financing,
line.
it's-
0776
Major thing.
540 987. 0776 540 987. The other lines have a problem. So you can ask the question.
You got my question clear.
Yes, your question is clear. Definitely, we've been looking into the fundraising aspect of how to keep Ma Mary's Place alive to the place where, proposals and suggestions are coming from the members. And on Saturday, in fact, we will be able to share with the public the future fundraising plans for Ma Mary's Place. And then I go around, I sing. Do you know I sing?
Yeah, I know. I was a baby when I used to hear.
Yeah, but I still sing. And so, my friends of old, they call me for the 90th birthday and they don't mind paying me a little something.
So you do the rendition? Everybody loves Saturday night?
No, it's not Saturday.
No.
Oh, that, no.
You can do that song for us.
For you right
yeah,
now?
for me, before you go.
That's the one he likes.
I don't want to like. I used to play that song.
I love woman, no.
Thank you.
This is.
But I'm very
No, we're not
surprised.
talking about. No, we're
I'm
not
surprised someone you don't have a song in your studio. You're gonna make me work this night?
Just shortly. Let me take this call. I don't know what's the guy. Yeah. Good evening. Yes, sir. Let's hear from you quickly.
Yeah, the name is Diego Ganon. I call from the GMB and JA Dreamers Better Life Foundation, along the UP Intellectual Bureau.
Yes, let's hear from you.
Let me say this to your studio guest. She spoke, Madam Miata Family, she spoke like a patriot. You spoke very personally like a patriot, I must admit. Let me get one from President Joseph Boga. God is not reducing anybody's age here. God is not reducing anybody's age. If you let your child at the age of 12, 2017, that child, there was a wasted year in that child's life. So I just want to join Madam Neda Pamela to say she spoke like a patriot, and we should live, love this country, build things like love Liberia. Thank you.
Okay, many thanks. Time is not in our favor. I want for Madam Famula to do that song. But let me take this.
Another one?
Yeah, another caller. Yes, let's hear from you quickly. Yeah.
Hi, Camion.
We are okay. We are okay.
Thank you for the show. I want to thank my mother in there for the very wonderful show. And she hit the point. So everyone knew that this lady in question was not up for peace. Everyone knew that they struck the martial intrigue, they all they wanted. So we're not going that route. But the only song I want to do for me is Zaki.
No, but you're not on. You are not on the show, so you don't have
give me a choice.
any choice. You are not on the show. Okay, so we can hear from you.
Everybody like
Okay.
Saturday night.
Good.
Everybody likes Saturday night. But sing the chorus now.
Everybody.
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 You see how you can sing?
Everybody
Like
likes
Saturday night.
Everywhere I go, everybody likes Saturday night.
Beautiful. Enter Miata, thank you for coming.
It's my
We
pleasure.
did appreciate your time tonight.
I still want that NTA to Thursday's Woman Song because the program is a woman program.
No, she'll do it there. She'll do that song. Not here. She'll do it. At least she has done mine, so we'll have to allow her to go.
Oh, woman, oh.
You don't even have the voice.
Time.
But please,
Oh, man, no.
don't put out microphone, please. And Miata, thank you very
Thank
much.
you
We
so
really
much.
appreciate
Yeah.
it.
And thank you for
And
having
of
me
course,
as always.
wish you success in whatever you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so play the theme just quickly. Play the theme. We'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so welcome back to the Nighttime Heat. Again, we want you to share the live video. Kindly share the show so that your friends and relatives, your loved ones can also follow what's happening. Tonight, we just held an interview with Miata Famula while we're trying to sort out the video for the next discussion regarding the MCSS teachers. Let me ask my two panelists I have tonight. Let's begin with you. What's your takeaway from the interview we just held?
Ethel Miata is someone who is intellectual par excellence. She speaks her mind. She's a patriot. She speaks her mind. She doesn't she doesn't keep things in heart. She proved that again tonight. She been having this issue with Madam Salif. Every time she appeared in studio, someone asked her about it. She said, "Look, I got let down 2017." And, and she always expressed it. So I think such a person, they speak with free minds who don't keep things in their heart. They are good people to be with. And I hope that the younger women and girls that know about this program should go there and attend the program so that they get learn some new things and try to prepare themselves to compete in the society.
Apart from, but let me hear from you too, Taba.
Well, regarding the issue of Madam Salif, she was being realistic. That's how she feels about her.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't like to talk much on that. But the other thing about the women's celebration, there's some things that I think young ladies can learn from her. I guess there's some ladies young ladies who did not know about the intermarriage center, something like that. I think today they've got to know about it. And he mentioned about most young ladies, most of the ones in government, they think they have reached their zenith. And so there's no need to consult with the older ones. I mean, that way back in that old fashioned thing. So they ignore the young lady, the older ones who they could, learn from, guide, seek wisdom or guidance. But another thing too is that sometimes when a young lady is not getting you, there's nothing wrong with you also extending a hand to them. So look, I heard you say this on radio. I heard you made the decision or said this. But as an older, I call you purposely so that sometimes you take the initiative.
But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that way. The younger ones should
I know,
reach out to the older ones.
Sometimes the older ones should take the initiative. Why, if the younger one is going astray, so the older ones will sit there and don't provide guidance because the younger one not reaching out. If a younger one is going astray, as the older one who were experienced, were educated, make sure you call them. So you go.
No, gentlemen.
I saw about the sustainability of the center and. She said, she's talking about how she can raise funds. But I said, well, but you're 78 now. You'll soon be leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very clear. She said, that's why they want to get these younger people around. And, there's like younger women. I don't think she's prepared to leave this institution in the hand of a male to run it. I think she's prepared to leave in the future, leave it in the hands of women, young girls, future women to run it. So, this is a cardinal call to them, to the young women, to gather around food for thought.
Now, gentlemen, we listened to Miata, Auntie Miata, and from what she said, for which she put it bluntly, that since 2017, former President Sirleaf has not been on her good book. Do you think she has justifiable reason? Because I was trying to push the point where we all know the role former President Sirleaf played. Yes, it may not be a peace role like the Mirabanel and the rest of the others, but she took the presidency. She came to the helm of power in our country, and we know the difficult time at which she took the presidency. She assumed the role, and if you reflect, you look back, you realize that during her leadership for 12 years, I think there was some major achievement, major gains she made in trying to transform the country as well. Now, considering that, don't you think she needs to be part of whatever honoring program or remembering program that been scheduled for Liberian women who worked over the years?
From what I noticed is that, look, she was not dismissive of the achievements of President Sirleaf. She was not really dismissive of her achievements. Her annoyance is that's her opinion anyway. Her annoyance with President Sirleaf is that President Sirleaf handed country over to quote unquote unqualified individuals. And that was a source, or is a source of annoyance with President Sirleaf. That's the impression I got. But
Okay.
she was not dismissive of
And
her
when I
achievements.
saw, she said because the former president Sirleaf endorsed
Mhm.
the opposition against her own vice president.
Yeah.
Everywhere in the world, people prepare succession programs in line with their, and you have to support your VP in most cases. So you say when she did that, it was a setback, and she was very clear that Madam Sirleaf had not been part of the women organizations, the women, this, that, the groups that she named. She's not somebody who has been fighting for
they
women's rights.
supported her.
Yeah.
The point I'm making is that
they saw her as a woman. Yeah.
The point I'm making is that yes, she has not been part of the women initiatives and the peace initiative and all of that, but they wanted a female leader.
Yes.
And so as a result of that, they supported her.
They did.
They supported her.
They did.
So if they did, and she didn't let them down, she led the country for 12 years. She did extremely well. If we reflect on where the country was. Now, what is responsible for which they will say, oh no, we can't honor her because she undermined her vice president, when we are talking about national reconciliation. That's my point.
So reconciliation is not one way. Reconciliation usually
But
is two ways.
but the current, the former president had gone to a couple of functions, and she met Akami. She attended a couple of functions, watched videos. She met the current president. They spoke before, and they greeted each other. So I don't think the current president has anything against
and additionally,
the former president.
And additionally, Sabo,
Mhm.
all the programs this government held, all the campaigns, most especially seeking a non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council.
Former President Sirleaf has been involved.
Former was part of the campaign. So in fact, one of the major campaigners. All the programs since the government came to power that the government had, she was part of it. Independence Day, or whatever program, or at some point, they were always robbing shooters on camera. So that is to suggest that President Walker has no malice against
former President
Sirleaf, who he served the honor as vice president.
So
perhaps the from the perspective of Miata, the way she sees President Sirleaf is not the way her former president and his former president, his former vice president sees her. In this case, as far as Madam Sirleaf is concerned, she felt that, look, she had a choice, to determine who to support at a time, not because he served as vice president under Madam Sirleaf. So it was compelling to have supported President Walker and not support George Weah. So it was his own option to have decided who to support. And Liberian people went to vote and voted for.
Don't you think
that is where I wanted to come in, right there where you said Madam Sirleaf achievement over the 12 years was not Madam Sirleaf alone. It was Madam Sirleaf and her vice president.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
So
granted, accepted.
So don't you see it as a betrayal? Even though it is her right to choose who she wants to choose to be president, don't you see it as a betrayal where you see a vice president say, I want to be, then you use the entire state architecture against the vice president, your own vice president?
Comrade, let's assume.
I'm just playing the devil's advocate here, right? Put myself,
Let's assume it happened. Betrayal went on. Because we all been in country. We know exactly why, former President Sirleaf decided to go for Weah. Yeah, we saw it.
I don't know that reason.
But No, you certain the issue of betrayal. That could be because that could be because of some issues or that she had with him. Now the point is, it happened. It passed. It passed. It happened. But the point is, considering the achievement, considering the role that the former president played, don't you think, gentlemen, that she should form part of the honorary program?
The first thing I'd like to
Considering the role she played,
I'd like to go to what George said about betrayal. I don't see that as betrayal. The fact of the matter is, Josh, Joseph Walker worked with, President Sally worked with Joseph Walker for 12 years as her vice president. So she knew what Joseph Walker's weaknesses were, and strength was also. So you should have worked with this guy. He's weak. He's slow. That I'm just assuming, and that I don't think he has the strength or the what there's a word there's a word there's a proper word. No, wait, there's a proper word I'm looking for. But she felt that at that time, look, President Walker must have served this country 12 years. Let other us go and sit down. Let's try the young man.
What's her decision to make?
Let's try the young man. So I'm going to support the young man and not my vice president. I think that was a choice. That was his. That was her option.
So that was not a betrayal.
I don't see that as a betrayal.
I don't know what the meaning of betrayal to Mr. Tagbe, whoever that believes.
I don't see that as a
whoever
betrayal.
that agrees with him. Do you know why Madam Salif told Bouaké? Do you know Bouaké's history in terms of popularity in his country? She needed the indigenous vote solid. And that's why she got to win. When she got it to win, when the first statement came, when they went to break ground to Banga, I got a photo in this phone here. I saved it on Google Cloud. I decided to leave it there until maybe God called me or it's on Facebook as this or Google as this. She said it's time for us to turn the country over to young people. Everybody knew that Bouaké was old. Did you sit with him behind the scene, your thought is a lot of or that you the one will just go make decision? There is no other betrayal, I think, that is less than what she did, in my opinion, to join Enter Mianta here to say. She didn't want to stop there. Madam Salif used the state architecture against her vice president during the election. Any other minister that said they wanted to support, she suppressed them or dismissed them in that during that process from 2016 going. Follow, go and check. NATO Live, everyone they deal with them. These people that entered Mianta, they were sitting watching. Ambassador Bouaké may be the one that would say, I don't want to pay debt. After all, her former husband and I worked together. We've gone a long time. We worked together. I can't do it. But some of his apologies, like Mrs. like Enter Mianta here, says she can't let go. Should I hold it against her? The answer is no. I can't hold it against her. The fact that she's not harming Madam Salif, she said she cannot use her institution to honor Madam Salif because of that, and because Madam Salif did not join any struggle for freedom in this country with the women of Liberia. Those two things, let's not forget. That's what she said here. She named a different women group and said Madam Salif was never any of them. I love Madam Salif. I love her. But when it comes to certain things, when someone expresses herself for me, I let
Madam Salif was not part of women group, but she supported Madam Salif.
So it's true.
She supported Madam Salif.
Because, you know what? She told you, yes, she answered. She said, we supported her because she was a woman. They needed a female president.
So
the Pala right her was the 2017 one where the camera broke.
So if
according to her, she said it right.
If we are talking about a woman peace building group, in the one that I think she and others are heading, if she's talking about a woman peace building group, the name peace building, women
peace
group,
initiative,
peace initiative, and a group of women who are considered a peace initiative group, should they hold something against Madam Sally because she didn't? I think that they're supposed to be reconciliatory. Looking at the nomenclature of the name Peace Initiative, they should reach out, Madam, and express that to her. You are invited to our program, or call her to a meeting. Say this is our disagreement, our disappointment in you, and express that. Be bold.
You see, Tabwe, are coming. 1 minute. Tabwe. This is the reason why sometimes when I tell you, we as a people and as a country will continue to remain in a circle. Our country will not go anywhere. Then sometimes you say, oh, someone it's trying to put a cursor. No, it's not. You see some of what is happening. Tabwe, if we can change our mindset, if Tabwe did something to me, or I got a problem with Tabwe, and I'm still keeping it against Tabwe, how do we move forward as a country? So I'm coming, comrade. How do we move forward as a country? That's the reason why I tell you, but man, we will remain in this circle for long. Former President Sirleaf headed this country for 12 unbroken years. George Weah came for 6 years. We got current President Boaka, who's heading the country. He may likely want to go for another 6 years. Granted, this country still remains the same as it is. Today, if you want to, if you compare Liberia with Ghana, Ghana far ahead of us. That's the reason why many of our people, when they are ill, they run to Ghana.
No,
because that's the analysis you can be making comparing data where I can want to correct.
I'm coming.
It's not true.
You have the time to speak. Yeah. Ghana is far ahead of us.
Why you think so?
Oh, why you always want to run to Ghana?
I don't run there.
Why you always running to Ghana?
No, I
but
don't.
Many of us run to Ghana. If you don't run to Ghana, but many people do.
So let me say why.
I'm coming.
You don't know your history. That's why you say
no.
Why.
You say the why. Granted, if you took Ghana's age from Liberia, that way we are far older than Ghana. But because of our mindset,
because we went to war, Ghana is not.
No.
That could be a factor. That could be a factor.
Subtract the war years.
That could be a factor.
No, subtract the war years.
Were you colonized?
Subtract the war years.
Were you colonized?
For subtract the war years.
Were you colonized?
No, let's go back to Genesis. No, you have the time to
why
speak.
Ghana?
No, listen.
Why Ivory Coast? Why Freetown? Why those places above you?
You have your time to speak. Listen, Tabwe. If you subtract the war years, maybe you have the time to speak. We now force here. If you nobody will cut you off. If you subtract the war years, Tabwe, we still got more years now, more age in our favor than Ghana. But today, look at Ghana. Look at Ghana. I didn't live there. I went to Ghana. I think I spent about a week or two there. And I was at the same broadcast. I just visited. About the 2 weeks or the 1 week I spent there, we went around and I was just thinking. I said, I hope this could be Liberia, because that way we got malice against each other.
People that used to come back break here.
Thank you. That way we still keeping malice against each other.
Don't have malice.
We still keeping malice against each other. See what's happening.
You talk about betrayal before you.
Then you talk about betrayal.
You talk about betrayal.
Don't say you.
Yeah, but what you say? No, you tell me about
betrayal.
No.
She was very clear. Yeah, she said.
Didn't use the word betrayal.
She said it.
Okay. Let's
she said it.
You
are not strong to painting on me. I'm strong enough.
Wait. You made reference to betrayal. Miata didn't make reference to betrayal.
Look, we are all Christians here, I guess.
Thank you.
Please don't bring religion in this thing.
No.
Don't bring religion.
You're not being fair.
No.
You're not being fair, George. Let the man speak. You respond.
George,
go ahead.
I'm not being discriminatory against other religions.
Yeah, forget about religion. Get discourse.
What I'm saying here is that, look, there's a biblical story about Moses.
Thank you.
Who was sold during biblical days there's a story that I tried to name Joseph. Okay, Joseph, I'm sorry. Joseph, who was sold by his brothers, and they betrayed him, they sold him out. But yet and still, with all the things they did to him, they sold him to strangers. But yet and still, at the end of the day, he forgave them. He
You see-
forgave them.
But that's not happening
You
so-
see
here.
how
so-
flawed your
so-
analysis
We don't
is?
forgive
No,
each other.
wait,
No, it's not
no,
flawed.
wait,
It's not flawed.
Abubakar not forgiving.
It's not flawed. No, he's not
no,
saying.
no,
He's not saying
So,
President
so
Bokar.
when
No,
when
no,
President
listen.
No.
Don't skew this thing.
With-
The man is not saying President Bokar.
What?
He's saying he's not saying President Bokar. He
Okay,
didn't-
so
he didn't call President Bokar.
that Miata became president of Liberia.
Go ahead,
That did not forgive Madam Salif.
No, we'll have to
That one
transition very
made
shortly.
no, please. That one made
No, wait, let that one
you gotta
speak.
give me the chance.
That
Yeah, you
one
gotta
make-
get that one.
yeah,
Yeah, let that
that one
one speak.
make your analysis.
No, let me learn.
Flawed.
Let that one learn, my man.
Let me learn.
Let that one learn.
So
Mr.
go again, one
Because
leg in the mouth.
we don't want you to
I'll
skew.
bring water.
We
bring
don't want.
water.
Yeah, let that one learn. That one go ahead.
Calm down, sir.
I'm
Calm
down. I'm down.
Yesterday you were telling me to calm down.
Yeah,
Today
so
I'm
I'm
getting
down. I'm down. I'm down.
So, I made reference to the Joseph story from what Sis Miato said. They're talking about the forgiveness now. They had problem with Madam Salif. She was not part of Women Peace Initiative group and all that thing. Yeah, which she will have a point. But the thing is that the forgiveness part of it, those were years gone. Madam Salif must have erred. She's human. To err is human, to forgive is divine. Why is the women group still holding that? Not Sis Miata particularly, but why is the women group still holding this against Madam Salif and deleting her from all the activities? That is not forgiveness.
You think, and I told you here.
That one, have you learned it?
Yeah, I've learned it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
go
told
ahead.
you here that you see.
We'll have to transition quickly.
You see, forgiveness and reconciliation, they come from two sides. Forgiveness comes from one side, reconciliation are two parties or more parties. All right. This thing, I know, trying to spin, I say I'm supporting Ethel Miata, no, but I don't want her conversation to be misconstrued and skewed.
We are not
No,
accusing you.
So
of
that is why,
supporting.
because that why you try to.
No, nobody accusing you. Go ahead.
I said
You go to accuse
we
yourself.
all know President Boakai and former
Yeah,
President
word
Salif.
betrayer, you use that word bringing.
That's what she said. That's what she said, not me. Don't say.
No. She used
The woman
word.
said. The woman
She
said.
no.
Former
I can't mean.
president. I got the flow.
Okay, go ahead.
The woman said former President Salif betrayed her vice president. She said it. Yeah, I'm not the one that said it.
Yeah, she said it.
She said it. So when she said it, maybe
She
probably
used the word undermine. She don't use betrayed.
She used the word betrayed.
No, we'll have to play that
She
tape.
said that was
she used
betrayal.
the word undermine. She
That-
said, how can I come in? This actually answer.
She used the word
She
betrayed.
said, how can
No, please.
I come in. She didn't use
She
betrayed.
used the word
She used
betrayed,
undermine.
and you know that's why I have a problem. He doesn't want me to have
Go ahead,
this
go ahead.
conversation.
Go ahead.
Let him
She's
learn.
sitting right on my left. She used the word betrayal.
Okay, go ahead.
She used to. She said she two reasons why she went against Madam Salif. Number one, Madam Salif not getting this award. Number one, she was never part of the Women Initiative. She named other women. The second one was she betrayed her own vice president and took power from endorsed an opposition and took the power and gave it to incompetent, according to her, incompetent group of people. That's why she said, I got ears and
Yeah, no, she
So-
said that.
So to you, she should forgive. Which Massa will appeal for that. She should forgive. But what the interaction between herself and Madam Salif, the president of Liberia now, who Madam Salif allegedly did that thing to, has forgiven Madam Salif. That's why I use the word I say, he may forgive Madam Salif, but some of his apologies, his followers may not, this is that communication issue here, may not, like her here. She said she's not forgiving her. You can't force her.
Yes.
No,
You
we
can't
agree.
force her.
We
The
agree.
reconciliation where it exists here is President Boakai and former President Salif should have good time. And that's what's going on. They have good relationship. That's a reconciliation. But to her, she says she can't. So you will force her?
And she may not be the only one.
Yeah. So you will
She
force
may not be
them.
the only one.
You will force them to say you have
Apart
to.
from the scenario between she and former Salif, there are other scenarios
other women.
where people don't want to forgive people.
And another
So
clarity
that's-
I'd like to make to you here tonight, and let us understand this. Everywhere in the world, including Ghana, there are people in the NDC and MPP that don't speak. Former presidents, they don't speak. No. Get this straight. Please let me learn. Please let me learn. Please let me learn on this. Because for you,
No, wait,
you're always looking down on Liberia.
Wait,
Because
wait,
no.
I'm not
I will
challenging
learn
that.
on this. I will learn on this. Then
listen,
you come in.
Comrade, comrade.
Let me learn one day.
Go ahead.
Let me learn one day.
Go ahead.
Even in the great United States,
Go ahead.
even in the great United States, leaders can be living. They said that particular man, the president here when I died, when I attend my funeral, they write it and people will not go there. That's their choice. That's their choice. So understand they
Have you learned that?
Moreover, Ghana was colonized, that brother never colonized. The colonies of Ghana, the British colony, helped to build Ghana, to improve our country infrastructure. All the countries that were colonized, their colonial masters helped. We didn't have that. We declared our independence as a country. We will never have any shape or form.
Yeah, that's
nothing, no support. So get this at the back of your mind today, not to be saying we're not going to go, not forgiving one another. Other people not forgiving one another. If that's a debate that we bring here, I disagree with you.
Okay, you learn that? You learn that?
Yeah, I'll come out with counter.
No, you don't have the time to The thing is, Tabwe. It happened.
Wait,
no.
Ghana owed $59 billion. $59 billion that should owe international community, multilateral and bilateral institutions. Her budget is around $13 billion. And I can tell you for sure that bro owe less than $2 billion.
Ghana is still above us.
That was
in terms of infrastructure,
but
development. No, the point is, why you say, let me counter what you say. Yes, it's true that people still having marriage and this and that. It happened in Ghana, granted. But you see, they put their countries first. They don't put the misunderstanding between each other. They don't put it first. They put their country first.
It's not true.
All right, gentlemen, we have to transition.
Let's
transition.
That's why don't tell me about Ghana.
Infrastructure.
That one he knows.
Is that reflected in the lives of Ghanaians?
Oh,
It's
another
idea.
All right, so again, we have to transition. We have to transition. Play the tape regarding.
All right, folks, we here on 12th Street, and this is the headquarters of the Monrovia Consolidated School System, MCSS. And of course, these are instructors. They are disenchanted. They are protesting. Share the video. And of course, we're going to reach to them one at a time. We do not know exactly what their protest is about. But share the video. This is the headquarters. Share the video. They're demanding that
colleagues, we have the press in our presence, and we have the chairman of the entire teachers body that are assigned today at the MCSS. So the best thing we can do for ourselves, say 3 to 4 hours. We have got our chairman in there. On quote unquote destruction. We haven't got any action. And I told you guys that in the next 30 minutes, if we cannot receive our chairman out here, any information from out there, here to us, we'll blockade the road.
share the video, please.
You know, right now, saying the press is here. Along with our chairman and some colleagues of the MCSS. We were listening kindly to the chairman
Share the video.
to speak to the press. Before we can go ahead with any other thing. Thank you.
When the chairman comes in, the press want to talk to the press. The chairman will speak with the press. Yes. But with the meeting we just from, we have to provide the
And so we listening.
We want to zoom that.
Share the video. This is inside Liberia. We're coming live to you from Twice Press with whatever outcome of the meeting.
Like we had a meeting yesterday. I'll speak to you some single time. We are here based on 3 counts. Like we had a meeting yesterday at GW Gibson, and then we came here purposely on the basis of 3 cardinal purposes. One had to do with the 251 person who been blocked initially by the hierarchy of the MCSS told the CSA. We requested that those 251 person be on block. That's the first count. Count number 2 having to do with those who are verified and not captured. Yes. Be captured as well. Count number 3 having to do with, since we started receiving salary as of November, the first batch, then the second batch in December, we haven't received the issue of our employment letters. So basically these are the 3 counts. So we had a meeting in the police represented alongside.
Okay, so gentlemen, I think we heard him. Let me begin with you, George. What to make of what the guy just explained?
Well, as a product of the system, I graduated from Mandela Nimpo High School, our president for the Student Council government, and I led protests in the interest of instructors in this country during the time of former presidents. Former President Taylor and the late Joe Tate.
So that legacy you said there.
Yeah, so when I saw them just now, my memory went back. Joe Tate came many times here. In fact, when he used to come, he would come for me to march with him because he didn't want me to lead group to go to step other schools. Frankly, that's what happened. And
so that's so the MCS is
this struggle
associated with protests.
It's a long time struggle, but this one is a bit different. Okay. It's not because of no salary. The other one were protesting because teachers were not going to classes because no salary. This one is about statuses of people who will be placed on the payroll. Some of them say some of they're working, they're taking pay, but they are not getting a letter of employment. So immediately they can remove them. So that kind of thing, I think the Minister of Finance spoke to that thing one time when they were talking about the MCSS. I don't know what the administration they're doing. They think should be over. I think they removed the first superintendent for some height or whatsoever. So the 250 teachers are so got on the payroll the last time the Minister of Finance spoke to it again. In this particular budget, they say they're going to see about it. So I don't know what the leadership doing. They should be settled. You can't get instructors, young instructors in the street and doing this. Because when we used to read it that time, because there was no money to pay, that time the late Emmanuel Riggs used to be superintendent of MCSS that time. He would call me and pull me down in your office on the floor. He said, "My man, you're not going anywhere." But that's not this one different. I think this thing should be settled. The leadership should move the MCSS superintendent, and the leadership should move it to settle this. Just go to the Ministry of Finance, go to the CSA, just settle this thing.
But like you heard, he said, CSA verified some people, but they have not been captured.
For what again? Why should the delay be there? You already verified. You're taking the pay. Why you can't get a person that letter? Because that's the legal document that we have tomorrow when it comes to pension or other things to claim. So why will you delay to give?
So the song the song they were singing, Setongo.
I didn't want to see it.
That song reminds me, if most of you guys shall remember, the late Alexander Kulu, when he was head of LRRC,
LRRC,
right on Ashman Street. Yeah. There was a similar song that threw Alexander Kulu out of that LRRC building, which is now GSA using that GSA using that. What that song reminds me about. But regarding the protest itself, well, every story has 2 sides. We haven't listened to the authorities at the MCSS. What is responsible for the delay in placing the orders or capturing them. Let me use your word, capturing them in the how to call it,
The payroll.
on the payroll. What is stopping is the authorities at the MCC or are the authorities at the MCC deliberately delaying the capturing of the teachers who haven't been captured? Are the authorities there the ones responsible? Are they the ones that place people on payroll? Is it not the foreign ministry, the finance ministry, or the CSA working with the finance ministry? Then another thing again is that is it possible that somebody somewhere is instigating this against the authorities at the MCSS, the leadership at the MCSS? Then another point is, it's possible also that the MCSS authorities are not fast enough or innovative enough or are not pursuing the interests of these teachers who are not capturing. Maybe procrastination, will do it tomorrow, will do it next week, and they're not doing it. So I like to be very careful with this because we haven't heard from the authorities what is blocking the capturing of these. But as Kennedy said, they need to really resolve it. And it looked like a protest is associated with MCSA because Kennedy said time they have but I think they need to
2000, 2001.
They need to solve that problem. So that
now, gentlemen, with these sort of things happening in our school system, when you look at it as trying to also affect the welfare of the teachers themselves, but it has its own knock-on effect.
Yeah.
The students also will not have the opportunity to go to school.
Yeah, awesome.
And every time we hear about national exams or some public exams, so how do we? And let me begin with you. You said you were part of the process before, and as a result of the protest, the authorities came in to solve the problem. Should we always wait for protests?
No, it's wrong. It's wrong. I can remember the last protest we did, former president, it 5 MCSS schools because the way I was strong, they took me as their head. President of Nimpo High School, and one guy was in Niku Town called Daju. He was the head there, Botswana, Tottenham had this. And they took me as a head. So former President Taylor met us at Tottenham Hatfield. When I spoke, he said, you brave? I said, he said, okay, you'll pay the teachers today. He get his way and said, something, they used to pay after every 6 months. This time, look, I wouldn't want to see the students getting on the street because the teachers aren't going to classes.
Yeah.
That would be the worst situation. The teachers in CSO, they didn't reach up to 50 outside today. So it's easier to handle this group, to handle this thing behind the scene right now than where these teachers will not go to classes and the students themselves go wear the black tie, call ourselves Black Tie Society in the MCS, the maroon and white, come outside. Myself will be in sympathy with them. Some police people went to those schools there, they will be in sympathy with them. Students never wrong. That thing you can yell at true.
Should we always wait until protests are held before?
I'd like to use the popular metaphor, metaphorically speaking. Most of our authorities are turtles. You have to put fire on their back before they move. And sometimes that's what leads to protests. When aggrieved employees, like the teachers, they've been discussing one thing, engaging the authorities over and over, and they've exhausted every effort in terms of seeking redress to their concerns. The last thing is protests, to bring it to the public. And nothing, they say they use protests as a weapon to compel you to address those grievances. And that's exactly what happened. There shouldn't always be protests. But there will always be protests when authorities are lackadaisical in terms of addressing
the plights,
the burning concerns of employees. or the teachers. And then that's exactly what will happen when we have authorities who move like snails in terms of being, robust in addressing some of these cries or grievances of people who are aggrieved.
Okay, let's go back to the video to listen to the latter part of it, because Guy was trying to explain as to how a meeting was held and what happened. Let's try to go back to the video to listen to the latter part of it.
The CSA will be represented, and then the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning will also be represented. Now, as we speak now, the MCSS, initially the MCSS have assured us that they had a check. But as we speak now,
Which check?
the check that is sent from the Ministry of Finance to do the re-verification. Listen. It's already in your possession. Now, the technical meeting is tomorrow. The technical meeting is tomorrow. Like I told you, we will be represented. And we gave a worst case scenario. That the tomorrow, it means absolutely there is no verification. Because they are sure. In the presence of the police, in the presence of some of the administrators, we told them, Mr. Flomo, pick up Mr. Flomo there with the backpack. Pick up Mr. Flomo.
And so you're following
in the presence of the police, because we told the police that we're not leaving this place until the 251 that have been blocked unblocked. That is statement. The police are appealed to us. The police are saying they'll be here tomorrow in the technical meeting. And in the technical meeting, one is a Flomo, please give me the petition. We'll be presenting. I told them we can present this petition to the acting superintendent. No. So we'll present the petition tomorrow in the presence of the technical team. Because the technical team consists of those who want to do the. Now, we are not escaping re-verification. We are waiting for re-verification. When we are stretching this.
Okay, now, gentlemen, you listen to the guy there. He said they are not prepared to present their petition to
the acting superintendent.
So then it tells you that they've been making effort. But the acting superintendent has not been able to act.
That's a trust issue there. Trust issue. And I think sometimes that's why they can get the same thing can happen to the UL. Same trouble, same problem with MCSS. They will vet the instructors. When come out, they say that these normal instructors, sometime turn out to submit a final lesson, MCSS increase it. The normal can increase it. Some of those things can be the reason why the Ministry of Finance can be going back and forth and cause the delay. I'm not spokesperson for the Ministry of Finance, but because I was in the system, I saw some of those things. Okay. So here is it. You are the head of the institution. People who you control say they can't give you.
They don't trust you.
They don't trust you. Who they're supposed to trust now? They're going to give it to the Ministry of Finance and other people because they trust and they feel that way. So it means that you got problem. I don't know who is there right now. It means that you got problem. Whoever there, I think you need to step up.
You listen to the guy. So we can give our petition to the acting soup.
Yeah.
Instead, we only present it during the technical meeting.
Which means what it suggests is that the confidence they had in this acting superintendent has eroded. So there's no need to do business with him because of his, perhaps, let me be careful. Apparently because of his administrative weakness in being swift in dealing with these kind of issues. So as far as they're concerned, they have no confidence in him again. Even if they presented to him you know, their feelings or their thinking is that they will not get anything out of it.
No, gentlemen,
So this time around.
let's expand the discussion. You know, these things happen in the respective sectors, and often the president, who has the appointing power, is not aware. But at the end of the day, it has a reflection on the performance of the government. Gentlemen, what should be happening when these sort of things happen? And I'm sure that's the reason why the president has advisors. He has people around him, you know, who are handling his affairs. What should be happening so that we don't see a repetition of this every time, where people will have to go on the streets and protest, and at the end of the day, it has a negative reflection on the government. What should be happening?
First of all, the first superintendent that was there was removed for alleged corruption. So they sent an acting superintendent there. From what we're gathering, there is no cordial relationship between him and this group. Because if there were cordial working
they would have presented that petition here.
So the Ministry of Education needs to step in quick, because that's the sector here. Because MCSS on Ministry of Education. Sometimes, look, not everything the president can get involved.
Yeah, sure.
You need to be ahead of your game. We know the people busy building a lot of schools across the buildings. You can build all those beautiful buildings. If the people that we send there, they're not able to manage them well, we'll be spending for nothing money. The MCSS system in Liberia was built far back by the American people. Good buildings they are here. Guaranteed buildings. We just need to furnish them and get them running. To see that someone is there after this government, this budget. The Minister of Finance was at the OKFM the other time, but he spoke about this thing about MCSS, about additional health workers, additional teachers getting on the payroll. Yeah, all of these things. To still be hearing this from the MCSS,
it's troubling.
It's troubling.
Let's hear your take.
You know, and I don't know from which context you are asking a question, but what I do know is that most of those presidents appoint, not necessarily President Walker alone, like presidents appoint, those presidents sometimes don't know them individually.
Recommendation.
And it doesn't have some equipment to put them on or to measure their competence. It's based on recommendations. And then after they've recommended you, somebody just have recommended David Tawe to be maybe a press secretary, information minister. That's my area. That's what I'm saying that. Why are you saying those two things? Then David is underperforming. You know, somebody is embarrassed. Somebody is embarrassed. And then, you know, but what I do know about President Boubacar is that you don't think that he's not following all these unfolding developments. He follows them. That was sometimes, you know, waking in the morning, President Boubacar has suspended this person. President Boubacar has dismissed this person. Because he follows them. The same advisors you're talking about, they also follow them. I would guess that there's some briefing every morning they do for the president. Oh, Mr. President, this time, all the papers and all the radio stations, they brief him. You follow these things. And sometimes some leaders can be dealing with the issues of the media. They do it behind the scenes. And when there's no way to find a solution, you say, "Oh, my man, you're looking like you're not competent to remain in it." But that was something all of a sudden, yeah, somebody suspended. If not on corruption, then sometimes it's as a result of underperformance.
Administrative reason.
Administrative reason, maybe underperformance. Yeah, that administrative reason, there's so many things on it. Somebody dismissed or suspended for administrative reason. There's so many things, and I haven't seen a press release that's ever told the public what the administrative reasons are. They would never say it. So those are the things. So, you know, sometimes people want the president to sometimes immediately take action. Sometimes presidents, they relax, they deal with it, they are very meticulous in making the decisions, because after they made those decisions, they don't reverse them.
Okay, gentlemen, let's listen to this video that has to do with the I'm sure in 10 minutes or 11 minutes we'll be able to exhaust this. The disabled community, they've been in the streets in recent time. You know, it's back to back. So I just thought I would talk about that tonight. You're listening to the Nighttime Heat here, right there on Prime FM 105.5. We are streaming live on Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. We are streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel as well.
Folks, welcome to Liberia Matters. I'm S. Enoch A.V. Warren coming in live from the Hall of the Stage of the Situation 2.
For me, I did not receive some. Not money. They only gave it one time. They say you will leave the street. They want to use a power zone. You know how much the house will cost? Now, taking speaker, putting it behind. Now, if they even see our police, they will take our children. Can all beat us all in the name of your kids? So we can't the national community for me. Usually, one year you don't see me sleep up. If you see me sleep up, people know they keep on knowing the me.
You said you are on a monthly stipend of 120.
For me, I did not receive some. Not money.
How many do you receive that?
They only gave it one time. They say you will leave the street. They said that they power you. You see, so now,
when last I was done? They were in January. But you know anybody about your people that
Yeah. I hear.
All right, so gentlemen, the issue is, if you listen to the guy, he said the Ministry of Gender gave them more than 20 United States dollars
each
as a family head for the family, and that money was given since January. And the reason why they give the money is to encourage them to leave the streets. So I listened to the video. Some of the women saying that money it's not enough. It's small, and that's the reason why they often have their kids to take them around so as to also have extra. But they see the police trying to stop them, and people using loudspeakers to get them off the street, and this is where their concern is. They believe that 120 is very small; it cannot sustain them. Let's hear from you.
Coming to publicly give them money is a good thing. It's not bad, but is it enough? I mean, that's where my problem is. I think the physically challenged needs serious support. Now that the government looking at it now to start going there, even to give them physical cash. I mean, I'm a first time to hear this. I don't know what has been done before. It makes sense, but it's the amount is not enough to clear them from here, to sustain them, to clear them. I think since they start this process, they should now try to think about getting even better housing for them. If you want to get those people off the street, it's easy. If you get them, if you continue in a better environment where you get good housing facilities for them, you get them there where you can regularly supply them and give them some cash and supplies. And you coming up with this type of policy, I think it will be better, because I mean, most of these people you see, some of them, most of the things are natural things that happen to them. It's unfortunate that they are going through this. The initiative is good, but it needs to be done in a better manner.
Okay.
Than this, yeah.
Dave. I think, I agree with Kennedy. We giving them, distributing them money to them, it can be sustained. I think the government needs to design a program like the housing he mentioned, and maybe on a monthly basis or on a quarterly basis, you supply them,
Yeah.
you know, whatever they need, toiletries, food, and other things.
Yeah, clean it
You give
for
them,
them.
clean it for them. They got maybe a school within
Yeah.
a same compound or whatever, and that may not stop them from coming in the streets, from carrying the children around, but that would minimize it. Because the first thing is that sometimes I wonder whether the children also go to school.
You have to
Because
worry about the children.
from in the morning they on the move, seeking the survival. It's something I don't think they happy in doing. It's because they constrained. There's no way out. That's the only way to survive. So the government should design a program, provide housing, feed them periodically, give them supplies, make sure that the leadership does not convert those materials or food items into their personal, their properly managed. I understand. Oh, it's not a group that I think the vice president or the first lady
groups,
or the second lady should have
a group of 77. The guy another one, Beyond Kota hearing. I know what Beyond Kota.
Beyond Kota say the Christian Association of the Blind, Christian Association of the Blind, a group of 77. Call the leaders, sit down with them. The government design a program for them. Where they would decide how to give them those items or food items and other toiletries like that, and so that you can keep them off the streets. But until you find a solution, a lasting solution, that will, that will continue.
Yes, I think I agree with you both. I know that against the background from which the government is trying to intervene in that situation itself. One, it also secures it's for the security as well.
Yeah,
because they have the kids taking them all around in the streets. They could come and they could find themselves in harm's way.
Yeah.
And so the government wants to actually remove them off the streets. But again, like the both of you said, it has to be holistically done. As one problem we have, we like to do things haphazardly. We say, okay, let's take the first cash 120. How much is 120? Even let's assume they were not disabled, or they were not, didn't have any sort of impediment. This 120 is still small for them. So if you look at a family here, let's assume each family, maybe a guy, his wife, the guy, about 4 or 5 children. 120 is so. I don't know in what wisdom the gender ministry use. I know to come up with that calculation that those 120 can cater for them. So, but like we said, the government needs to do a whole handle this thing holistically. I don't find some home for them. Fix a home and periodically make sure you cater for them, you give them cash, you give them food items and all of that. But until that can happen, you still see them in the streets. And like they went to the Capitol building. That's where they took the petition. That they were requesting for improved or additional support from the government. So hoping that our government can listen to them. Again, our lawmakers, they're about to go.
And then they're dealing with
the same thing and the was saying today. But I think on the overall, gentlemen, the government needs to do something for them as well.
Yes, actually, I heard that because the president's mother used to be physically challenged person. So I understand the building home for them. I know the main place. I hope one day I will ask my man to show me the place so I can go see that.
Yeah,
it's necessary to get those people in better housing environment.
Are we taking a few calls?
No time.
You get everything in our house, in the houses, rather. You get, medical areas. You got people employed taking care of them. Again, this, but it's not easy right now. 120, it's not easy.
Yeah,
it's a good beginning, but a lot of things need to be done.
Okay, so let's begin with you. Your assessment of today's discussion.
Very, very good. Again, you know, the fire is burning. It was a good show. We bring one another today. I love the way you bring Andy Mianda. We all bring her. She permitted a lot of things today when it comes to news. Yeah. It's a good show. Thank you, and thank Mr. Tagbed and our technicians, including our wonderful listeners.
You're solving someone function. Someone should be the one thanking me.
Yeah, I mean your input are very respected. You know, I mean
that way too.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. You know, that's the name of the show is the fire, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if they see it on, you have to be strong.
Yeah.
So if you can stand here, don't come in the kitchen. Don't come in this. But however, we also miss Moses and Prince Crippler. No. Prince Crippler has
he has resigned.
He has resigned.
On the show anymore.
He's saying, well, you haven't shown you haven't shown the man letter of resignation.
No, I told you, you don't doesn't have to bring letter. You know, Prince wanted us to allow him to use his foul languages on the program. We're not going to allow that. You can differ with the national government. You can differ with the policy. You don't have to use foul language. You don't have to, use invectives, and not being able to, properly and respectfully address the leader. We're not going to allow that to happen. So you want to also allow him, because he's from the angle of the CDC, to just use any words or what? No, we're not going to allow that to happen. So because of that, we stopped him from coming to the program. He can't come to the program.
Oh, he never resigned. You stopped.
No. He initially said he's not going to come. So I said, well, you're being on the program and you're not being on the program. There's no value you brought to the program. So, gentlemen, let me thank all of you. We're hoping that tomorrow we can get the MCC and the MCSS. So we can understand, basically what's happening, why the protesters wouldn't want to present their petition to the acting. What's happening there? So thank you, Tagba and George. My name says thank you. I know Edwin will be around tomorrow, and also Moses will be around tomorrow for the weekend edition of the program. Thanks to the producers as well. So, but George is my name. Have a restful night.